So first, we are going to have a welcome speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts and Designs, Mr. Dr. Rahmanu Widayat, and then it will be followed by the opening ceremony and also the welcome speech by the Rector of UNS, Professor Dr. Jamal Wiwoho, and then we will move to the event. The main event is the webinar, and there are 4 keynote speakers for tonight. We have Professor Lui Marianto from ISI Yogyakarta, Indonesia. We have Professor Mikhail Brintroop from HBK Braunschweig, Germany. And we have Dr. Mohammad Khizal Saad from Universiti Sains, Malaysia. And we have Rata Aksornthong from Chang Academy of Art, Bangkok. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, as the member of the organizing committee, we are humbled by the number of applicants who wants to showcase their works in this event. So it shows that the pandemic does not stop creativity, and many people are longing to create, to showcase, and to enjoy artwork and designs. And without further ado, let's move to the first event, which is a welcome speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts and Design of Universitas 11 Maret from Mr. Rahmanu Widayat. Dr. Rahmanu, are you ready, sir?
Okay, ready.
Yes, the platform is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let us thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the God Almighty, for it is with His blessing and mercy that we can hold the International Visual Culture Exhibition, or IVCE 3rd, with a theme of Virtualization Movement, a virtual exhibition from October 28 to November 29, 2020. This is the 3rd year for AVCE, and the participants have been increasing each year. Let us hope that this year event run well and bring benefit to all participants and the society in general. The current AVCE 3rd involves 141 artists that consist of 46 varied artists from 19 countries: USA, Mexico, Germany, Australia, Sweden, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Serbia, Iran, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, and Vietnam. And 95 artists from Indonesia. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the ACVE exhibition is held on a virtual platform. The virtual exhibition is an exciting choice to visit and should be appreciated during this time, the pandemic. In addition to the individual participant, almost all of Indonesian universities that are engaged in art are sending their representative to participate in the AVCE 3rd events such as FSRD ISI Padang Panjang, FSRD Trisakti Jakarta, FSRD ITB, FSR ISI Yogyakarta, FSRD ISI Surakarta, FSRD ISI Denpasar, and of course, FSRD UNS as the organizing committee. This event is supported by parties, and therefore we would like to express our gratitude to Professor Dr. Jamal Wiwoho SHM as the Rector of UNS, who has been so enthusiastic in supporting this event. We would also like to thank and give the best appreciation to all participants and committee who have worked so hard to make this event possible. And on this occasion, we would like to invite Mr. Jamal Wibowo to officially open the AVCE third event. That was all of my welcome speech today. I wish you a great exhibition. May this year's ACVE be successful and beneficial for all of us, and hopefully I will see you again on the next ACVE in 2021. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Rahmanu, for the welcome speech. And yeah, I hope we are all having a great time. And during this pandemic, this virtual exhibition is like an oasis where we can showcase our works and we can enjoy artworks and design. And the next event is a welcome speech and the official opening by the Rector of Universitas 11 Maret, Professor Dr. Jamal Wibowo. Professor Jamal, the time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Best wishes to us all. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. The Honorable keynote speaker of International Visual Culture Webinar, Professor Lui Marianto, ISI Yogyakarta. Profesor Mikhail Brintroop, HBK Braunschweig, Germany. Dr. Mohammad, Khizal Saad, Universiti Sains, Malaysia. Miss Rata Aksornthong, Chang Academy of Art, Bangkok, Thailand. The Honorable Dean and Lecturer of Faculty of Fine Art and Design. The Honorable Member of Senate, Head of Study Program, Lecturer, Student of FSRD UNS, Selected Artists and Design, and all invited guests. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the God Almighty, for it is with His blessing that we can hold the International Visual Cultural Webinar and the third International Visual Culture Exhibition with the theme of Virtualization Movement. As a rector, I am proud that amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, the Faculty of Fine Art and Design of 11 Maret University can organize a virtual exhibition at 20 countries. This is something to be appreciated. To have an exhibition during this condition is certainly not easy. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, we could just come and look directly at artwork being displayed at a gallery. We can also have a direct conversation with the artist. However, the current limitation does not have to be a problem because creativity is limited and it can overcome space and time barriers. I am optimistic that even though the event is held virtually, it will not dwindle your spirit and creativity or your artwork quality. On the other hand, this online exhibition opens an opportunity for our work to be accessed all over the world, so that the network good relation between institutions and practitioners of the art and design around the world can still be well established. The change in the medium to enjoy art online may not only be a short-time solution, but can also be completed to this existing model. This, of course, will enrich people's perspective in enjoying art. I believe that the world of art and design is very adaptive to various changes, because art is creative medium that are flexible to respond to various conditions and situations, and is able to inspire to produce creative alternative in finding solutions to various problems. I hope that the third International Visual Culture Exhibition, with the theme of Virtualization movement, can promote the spirit of creation, because art is necessary of life and the dynamic of life is an art itself. Ladies and gentlemen, by reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially open the International Visual Culture Webinar and the third International Visual Culture Exhibition 2020. I wish you a great exhibition and discussion that may the event to successful and beneficial to all of us. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, thank you, Professor Dr. Jamal Wioho, for the opening and for the welcome speech. And the event is officially open now, and without further ado, we are going to move on to the main event, which is the webinar. And before we start the webinar, I would like to introduce the moderator. For tonight's moderator, we have Dr. Pandu Purwandaru, and he was born in Jakarta on August 26, 1985. He is now a lecturer in the Faculty of Fine Arts and Design of Universitas 11 Maret. He graduated from his bachelor degree from ITB and also master degree from ITB, and he got his doctorate degree from Chiba University in design and culture. Okay, Dr. Pandu, are you ready?
Yes, Mr. Jotika, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the platform is yours. You can have the webinar now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jotika, SMC, for letting me start this webinar session. Good night, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone to the third International Visual Culture Exhibition, IVCE webinar, presented by Faculty of Fine Art and Design, Universitas 11 Maret. Good night, good afternoon, and maybe good morning also for those joining us from Malaysia, Thailand, Germany. We have differentiation time between Indonesia and Germany, and USA, Mexico, Sweden, Italy, Iran, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and maybe other participant countries for time zone. My name is Pandu Purwandaru, as mentioned by MC before, and I am a lecturer at the Faculty of Fine Art and Design of the 11 Maret University. And I am here as your host for this night presentation, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all here to this event. And this webinar theme is View and Insight Creative in this pandemic era. As we all know that the pandemic that started globally in the middle of this year has changed how all lines of activities in our life. In order to survive, we artists and designers also challenge to keep working, even though we face the limitation problem. And therefore, us to stay active. And one of the output of this adaptation process is through this kind of online exhibition. In this era, it creates artists and designers to be more creative in terms of the approach in making a creation, how to disseminating it. Therefore, through this webinar, each speaker will present their perspective in carrying out creative activities in the current condition in their respective institution and country. Certainly, this webinar will open our insight about universities in terms of creativity in facing this new normal era. Okay, as it states in the agenda, we have 4 great speakers here today. Professor Lui Marianto from Indonesia, Professor Mikhail Brintroop from Germany, Dr. Mohammad Khizal from Malaysia, and Mrs. Rata Aksornthong from Thailand. And we will also have the honor of hearing the presentation from our speakers related to their research and experiences. This session started from now 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Indonesian time, and each of the presenter will have a presentation time in 20 minutes. After all presenters finished their presentation, and then we move to Q&A session for 30 minutes. And I would like to invite all the audience to submit your questions through chat in Zoom application or by comment in YouTube. And we will attempt to read through the questions in the end. And from this Q&A session, we hope that you will take advantage of that opportunity to find out more. Okay, I would like now to introduce our first speaker, Professor Lui Marianto. Maybe, Professor, you can activate your microphone and video.
Hello, good evening.
Professor Lui is a lecturer and artist at Institut Seni Indonesia, Yogyakarta, or Indonesia Institute of Art, Yogyakarta. He also active as a curator since 1996 until today, and there are numerous curatorial and workshop activities have been participated by professor both domestically and abroad, such as in Kyoto, Osaka, Japan, Thailand, and many more. In terms of his educational background, he took his master's degree in Rhode Island School of Design, USA, and Ph.D. in the University of Wollongong, Australia. In 1999, he received grant from Japan Foundation. I think it is one of prestigious sponsor from Japan. The grant is for curatorial in several workshop activities in Japan. And until now, he also active as juror in several awards such as Jakarta Art Awards, Asian Art Awards, Nokia Art Award, and many more. He wrote many books, and one of my favorite is Seni dan Daya Hidup dalam Perspektif Kuantum. I use it as my reference in teaching my student related to the basic creativity thinking.
Thank you very much.
In this opportunity, Professor Lui will present his curatorial presentation for the Virtualization Movement exhibition. Okay, without further delay, over to you, Professor Lui.
Okay. Okay, I will try. Okay, the first screen. Yes, from the beginning. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good day. I'm very honored. I feel honored to be part of this event. Let now I explain my presentation. entitled Curatorial Presentation for Virtualization Movement Exhibition. A joint exhibition is like as a nursery garden where seeds from different trees grow. A seed is generally small, yet contains virtual potencies, storing exact memories of the tree from which it originated. A seed is a material object. It can be a metaphor for hope, kindness, ideas, growth, change, or other virtual entities. It has actuality aspect and virtuality aspect at the same time. They are different, yet complementary to each other. Each of these two exchange its place and role. If the actuality aspect is inactive, the virtuality is active, or vice versa. In the virtual exhibition context, the seeds are the files of the participant artwork to arrange in the virtual exhibition space. In this respect, the data, information, and the storytelling of the work itself are vital, very important. On the other side, the artist should archive the data for copyright security. This allegory is also suitable for understanding the exhibition we are now celebrating together. This event is a significant exposition featuring 140 works of artists from 19 countries held in particular times when people in almost all countries are struggling against COVID-19. COVID is now raging and haunting people's lives everywhere. It has been so devastating globally since the end of 2019, badly hampering almost all business, socio-cultural, and even religious activities. Newsreel report from the main newspaper in the country. Conventional industries of meeting, incentive, conventional exhibition, tourism stop operating. This is very bad. Various national and international art exhibitions have been cancelled or rescheduled to an uncertain time. COVID-19 has badly affected almost many communities and societies, including artists and art workers. The fact about exhibition bringing in buyers, collectors, investors, and tourists were also severely affected. In return, people's behaviors and attitudes must have changed accordingly, adjusting its circumstances and conditions. They must have also proceeded through several phases in dealing with the pandemic, such as denying at the beginning, then resisting, exploring possibilities, and finally, transforming the bad into the better. Each culture, unfortunately, each culture has its own of facing disaster to survive. As an illustration, to contextualize this presentation, when media started spreading COVID-19, many people didn't believe, including people in Indonesia. Many people actually make jokes underestimating the threat of COVID-19. The jokes were funny. Some were absurd. Others were unfunny at all. Those reflected the people's states of mind. However, by the time COVID-19 had begun to spread in town or their village, many people were terrified, even paranoid. Many people broke their village lanes to stop outsiders from entering to break the spread of COVID-19. Many people have been absorbing useful information, prevention methods, and personal protective equipment already within their reach in the last 2 months. It's said that they have begun to realize that they must explore appropriate and effective ways. In middle July 2020, there was already a daring art exhibition held by following a health protocol regulated by the local government office. Other online shows continue to emerge. All of this symbolically means that society has managed to transform adversities into creative energy and ideas. Only in this way can people not only survive, but also seek a better and quality life. Now, signifying by this international exhibition, it seems that we have dared to explore new ideas and manage to transform the bad into the better. Although almost everything is conducted by online, yet we must be grateful. We can exchange findings and wisdom in dealing with calamity and continue communicating and collaborating. The ideas implanted in works exhibited in the virtual movement, in the virtualization movement, actually are the seeds of hope, joy, and optimism we all should generate forward to experience the new normal. Now let's take a look at some of the works to adopt the points of wisdoms from the artists. Excuse me, I'll take some water. This works is a mixed media by a potter named Donna Prawita. The text below says very importantly, hens are diligent, loyal, affectionate, and warm animals for their children, and they always get up early in the morning than other creatures. When crowing, a rooster looks up at the sky as if grateful to God. This works by Sigit Purnomo Adi. Actually, he is an eco printmaker. This work tells about the importance of understanding that everything is interconnected. Also, the need to realize something is ugly, and the need to realize the importance of cyberspace in art as an alternative when the real world became inaccessible due to COVID-19 like now. The artist is an active printmaker who makes handmade paper himself out of used fiber materials. This work actually a dance film inspired by a Chang story from the Serat Centini book, a controversial old book written in the early 19th century that tells a tale on sexuality and sex life in self-searching for the highest level of human achievement. This work combines two activities that are seriously taken by the artist, namely filmmaking and dance. It's a method now popular amongst creative people who think back and forth dynamically and non-linearly. This works by a sculptor named Lutze Lambert. He makes sculpture of spider, huge dimension, and a number of them made from used and fine object. This is actually the works still exhibiting in the Beteng Fredericksburg in Yogyakarta. When you have time there, you still be able to see the exhibition. These works, very interesting, tell the story of severe arachnophobia or phobia of spiders, very disturbing for Lutze, the sculptor. Then he did an in-depth study of spider worlds until he found the uniqueness and objective facts of the spider's life. The result is that the phobia became insights, which was then transferred as creative concept, and then transubstantiated into large sculptural pieces made from used or found items. This piece also no less important, and the text below says like this: Corona pandemic 2020. Yeah, this is very interesting. Pandemic 2020 has become the responsibility of the personal and the world, and the unification between the consciousness of the body and spiritual reality can access the Earth Guard to help eliminating this outbreak. Okay, this is by Adam Wahida, but paintings on fashion. I will go through. And this is by a shamanic artist named Agus Purwandaru. Work by a young printmaker named Andre Tanama. He's a very active artist and also a book writer. This is a mixed media. This is a computer-made generated image. This sculpture made of a found plastic object, very interesting. This is the piece made by Nuning Yanti Damayanti, teaching in ITB in Bandung. And you still remember Mr. Rahmanu, the deans who made speech, the opening speech. This is for interior. This is sorry. This the writing is very small. Sorry, I cannot read the text. And it's by Professor Dr. Setiawan Sabana, who is now attending the meeting. Okay, this is by Shariza Palevi. He's a very activist artist doing printmaking, although he studied painting. This is very a profound artist named Tisna Sanjaya, teaching in ITB Bandung. Okay, dear participant artists, fellow curators, and virtual guests. That was a brief curatorial platform for this exhibition. Your works are the seeds that grow as inspiring trees of creativity. Let us continue sharing our own experiences in overcoming the difficult time affected by COVID-19, presented through work of art in other similar events soon. Congratulations to organizer, UNS and its staff members, and all the participants who have made daring exhibition and online seminar successful. Thank you. Thank you for moderator.
Okay, thank you, Professor Lui. I think from your curatorial, there are many works that show a positive side in this global pandemic. Yeah, how artists are influencing society to be optimistic through their creation, and even in pandemic situation, it doesn't affect the quality of their works. Otherwise, it actually makes to create artistic and meaningful works from various media, like Professor mentioned before. There are films, paintings, installation art, and other creations. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Dwi. I would now like to welcome our second speaker, Professor Mikhail Brintroop from Germany. Maybe, Professor, you can activate your microphone.
Okay, microphone
and camera.
on. Okay, so this is a little visual effect here on my camera. Okay, yes, hello,
Okay,
everybody.
Good afternoon right now.
Great.
It is 3 p.m. in the afternoon in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, Professor. Is it right?
Actually, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. now.
2 p.m.
So we are quite good in the schedule, as I see. Hopefully, my little speech is not too long. Thank you for inviting, and hello, everybody.
Okay.
I was a bit surprised that this is a really big global event, yeah, with 20 countries in, of course, different time zones involved. So, hello, good morning, good evening.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Professor Mikhail, maybe before you start your presentation, I will introduce your background before. Yeah. Professor Mikhail actually is an experimental filmmaker and media artist, and his better known works also include electrography, digital art, and internet art projects. And since 2006, he has been professor for film at the HBK Braunschweig. He produced over a lot of experimental short films, more than 80, if I'm not mistaken, Professor, and videos since 1980. And Professor has numerous film awards also, and solo presentation at internet and media art festivals. And last year, we had a collaboration in joint exhibition program in Universitas 11 Maret, and films were shown in that event by Professor Mikhail and his students. And his research and creation of filmmaking has a very strong relation with our webinar theme, and become, I think, interesting discussion later after this presentation. Okay, Professor, are you ready for presentation?
Yes, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for inviting. It's great. Actually, Zoom, I use Zoom for the first time, yeah. So I'm not sure that everything will be fine, yeah. We use at our university a different tool, Big Blue Button, has some privacy reasons. Yeah, so I would say I can add to this discussion two perspectives, like the institutional art university perspective, how we deal with this COVID-19 pandemic in the art school, which is of course gallery and teaching and much more than just working in the studios and labs. And on the other hand, I can also speak a little at the artistic, like from my art work perspective on this COVID phenomenon. Yes, thank you, Professor Lui Marianto, to add so many visuals in this context now. For the next minutes, you probably only see me and my background here. So this is more like a talking head thing. When I thought about this little speech or so, I thought to describe the situation way in, way out, because we are in a big community here. I want to share the German perspective. Yeah, we are still quite lucky in Germany because the countries around us were hit more intensely these days. Our corona numbers are quite low, still quite low, but we're facing now the second wave. Yeah, the first wave happened here in Germany February, March, and of course, like I think everywhere, we were shocked. Yeah, and there was a big lockdown happening because there was no knowledge about the virus, and means the life stands still for 2-3 weeks. I think that was like everywhere, maybe at different times. But at the end, we haven't been only shocked. We saw also like not the advantage, but some positive came out. Yeah, people stayed at home, had more spare time, for example, could more care about whatever, family or their art. They could surf in their computers and find the old files, you know, like this is my perspective, and sort and find like this was a chance to look back. Yeah, and of course everybody experienced. There was a big number of I'm filmmaker, so film festivals going on, yeah, online exhibitions like this ones, or film festivals online. So there was a big, let's say, entertainment moment in this lockdown home situation. So people, also students, for a moment took it quite well, this first wave. Yeah, now we are facing, of course, the second wave in Germany in these days, very dramatic, like exponential increase of the COVID numbers, and we expect the second lockdown here in Germany. What I want to say from the perspective of the Art Institute I'm working, people started over the summer to miss the social contacts. Yeah? That was very obvious. Yeah, students wanted to meet again because, of course, maybe the biggest part of teaching is the communication between the students. Yeah, so what we hardly tried at the art school was over the summer to open up the ateliers and the studios and the labs, so that students, only a little number, but that they could meet again and exchange their experience and, of course, feelings. So that was a hard try yeah, my English is not so good, with a success that was possible again. Yeah, to meet students in presence. Yeah, actually we have we had to take care that our final project, the final projects of the students had to be made in the studios, and on the other hand had to be presented in the for a public. So after we postponed these final project presentations and what do you call it? Yeah, presentation. We were able to open up the HBK, the art school, for a certain number of public. Yeah, so so we were kind of happy. Yeah, there was not a total block of all social connections. Yeah, that was very important, which makes us happy. Yeah? Okay, we had some challenges to face. How to teach in digital area. Actually, Germany is not the digital infrastructure is not so big or advanced. Yeah, for example, in Asia, I always see in all Asian countries the digital infrastructure is much more advanced. Yeah, so we learned new tools, and especially me, I was happy that we could present films in an online way. We always on Mondays present films from all over. We have guests, international guests. Of course, we do that in presence in normal times. This time we made these screenings like online, with the effect that we could invite more guests from overseas to be like in this kind of conference. Yeah, so that happened every Monday over the last semester, and also this semester we have this screenings, and we even print it now. Whoever takes it, I just can show it. So a big, many films. Maybe we can share the link to these Monday programs, Monday screenings later on the chat. What can I say? I'm so happy that students. That we saw already so many visuals. Yeah, what students or artists worked during this pandemic situation. Actually, we now really miss. You mentioned our excursion to Indonesia 1 year ago. Yeah, and this is a visual I want to add here, because that was little work I finished during this lockdown situation or the summer semester situation. And what I initially spoke about, like we had the chance to look back, the good times, the good memories, and what we collected over years, maybe on our computer. So this is a work which is like a little retrospective to our Indonesian excursion, which we of course now miss very much, that we can't do these excursions to other countries, what we regularly do. So this is a 5-minute film, which I, for a break, yeah, not always have a face facing. So I try now to open up the film. It's, did I say it, 5-minute film, which I want to share with you. Yeah, memories to Indonesia, exactly 1 year ago. I try this now. Well, hopefully. Ah, yes, this should work. I will do it now, yeah? So it's for 5 minutes, you hopefully are entertained. I let it run. Is it running? Sorry. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah. Yep. Good. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Bebas. Aku freestyle. Boleh dah. Which camera do you look at? All of them. Yeah. Great. Thank you. I'm filming actually. Yang mana masih sebelah sana gitu. Yuk. Dan sampai jumpa di event selanjutnya. Dan jangan lupa ikut acara kami. Dan see you, sampai jumpa hati-hati di jalan. Jangan lupa ambil sertifikat langsung ya di depan pintu. Kalau mau beli merchandise mungkin dari cinema udah ada baju 100.000, terus lempar 150.000. Iya benar ya. Terima kasih. Good. Now we turn to, wow. Ah, yes. Yes, thank you for sharing this moment, these nice moments we had in Indonesia for 2-3 weeks. Well, the way out, I have to add thanks to UNS and especially to Pandu and to Danny for make this excursion possible. That was a big event for our class for sure. And so I tried first part to speak about backgrounds, the way in this COVID situation. We are here together, of course, to speak about the way out of this and how we can deal with this situation. And I want to say, many people say, let's see it, take this crisis as a chance. Yeah, I'm quite skeptical that we can say this sentence and hope to get out with that. I see, of course, we face very big changes. Yeah, changes are going on. Yeah, for example, meetings like this haven't been so usual before. This is a big change, I think. And I spoke about digital structure in Germany. Big change is going on there. So I think there are two words important for this situation to find a way out. It's hope and solidarity. Yeah, hope, of course, that big changes will big changes always include like radical rethinking of the life before, the situation before. And this is yeah, maybe a chance, yeah, but I think also a duty. Yeah, we have to radical rethink anything actually. I want to show you a little other film which I made 20 years ago when some big changes happened in the film world. That was when, yeah, actually the digital filmmaking came into life, let's say. And this is only a 1-minute film, and it's a negation of film. Yeah, like in this situation when in 2000 the film world changed radically, I rethought what is film. Yeah, and I made a little film which is called actually Kein Film, No Film, and this is 1 minute 20 mini film. I also want to show you because it shows also that radical changes or big changes happen not only with this organic virus situation, but also in other situations. Now I have to find the way through these files again. I hope to open it. We made it. We tested it yesterday. So, well, sorry. I have to click some buttons. Okay. So now it should run. Okay, it's running. It's a loop. This is actually my live cursor here. Again, my live cursor now, and it starts again. So back to the oh, wait, sorry, back to the Zoom. Oh, I stop this. Ah, yeah, thank you for your assistance. Okay, so this film was just a little note, yeah, what could be or what is important in big changes. And of course, what I always, in this little screening, I add my live cursor, yeah, to this. And this was actually the big effect of the digital turn in the film world, that the interactivity was a surplus to what film used before. Yeah, in a simple, ironic way, I tried to focus on that. But yes, of course, it was a big change, and we know the history of 20 years now. What changed with the medium film? Yeah, but not only big changes, or let's say that this COVID crisis, I think, is needs or the effect is a total radical rethinking of what life is, yeah, life in general, yeah, because of course this virus is an organic type, which is like infecting our bodies, yeah, like take it really personally, and we reconsider that, of course, we are humans, yeah, and and so we are much more like involved, yeah, and of course the art projects which were coming out during this reconsidering, rethinking, focused on humanity, yeah, humanity, I think. Let's say, for example, I was very surprised that some students, alumni students, yeah, offered to create masks, yeah, for the face, in an artistic way, and of course in a human way, to, in this case, for old teachers, but also like on social platforms, they combined their activities, and at the very beginning of this crisis, when in Germany there were no masks at all, yeah, available, they had this, these alumni artists has this social impact, yeah, the social movement, yeah, and this is now coming to an end in a way. What I want to add to this discussion, later discussion, I think we, as an example, we rethought radically film. We are forced to rethink what is life, yeah, these days. So what could be a chance, or what should be rethought in a radical way, is what is art in general. Yeah, I don't have a perfect answer for that. Yeah, but I think we can switch or decide art is a social work, basically. Yeah, work in society and for let's say humanity in a general way, or is it more an individual way, yeah, art, to express personal feelings, or to invent some individual personal visions, yeah, for the at least for society. But that's my question to everybody. Yeah, let's rethink what is art. What is art? And we are forced through this crisis, I think, to actually to rethink art in a radical way. Yeah, that's my little point I want to add to this.
Thank you, Professor Mikhail, for the presentation. And also thank you very much for the interesting documentation for during your visit in UNS, and a lot of good memory we create last year. And I hope that next year, after the pandemic is over, we can create a joint workshop again. And like Professor mentioned in this presentation before, there is actually a big entertainment moment for this lockdown situation. And I think the consumption of online films right now are drastically increasing today. And in the other side, filmmakers should think how to safely create movie without infected by COVID-19 virus. That is actually could be an opportunity and duty for filmmaker in this new normal situation, how to spread an optimism inside the community. Okay, thank you, Professor Mikhail. I would like to remind to our audience to write down the questions for Professor Lui or Professor Mikhail, and we will discuss it in discussion session. Okay, next, I would like to invite Dr. Mohammad Khizal Mohamed Saad. Please, Dr. Mohammad, to activate your video and microphone.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, good night. Yeah, we have only 1 hour differentiation between Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah, of course. We are right now at the night 25.
Okay, good night. Selamat malam, Dokter.
Ya, selamat malam.
Dr. Mohammad has been teaching as a lecturer in printmaking in the Fine Arts Department, School of the Art, Universiti Sains Malaysia, Penang since 2004, yeah, until present.
Yeah, until now.
Yeah. And Dr. Khizal received his PA, Bachelor of Arts, at the Universiti Teknologi Mara, UITM, Malaysia in 1999, majoring in printmaking. And in 2003, he received another degree from the University Tasmania, Australia, in the same area of study, and completed his PhD in Fine Art Studio from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris in the year 2016.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Okay, just graduated.
Yeah.
Graduated. And Dr. Mohammad interest is on the visual and textual basis from various mediums or sources that are produced through alternative printmaking or print media methods. Today, Dr. Mohammad will present his research with theme Art in the Pandemic, a Creative Expression. Okay, welcome, Dr. Mohammad. The time is yours for having a presentation.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all panelists, Prof. Lui, Prof. Michael, Mrs. Rata, and to the moderator, Mr. Pandu, and for the Faculty of Arts and Design, UNS, to organize such as a huge events, fellow friends and colleagues. Thank you for inviting me to these events. Without further ado, my presentation is about arts in the pandemic, creative expressions. As an introduction, the COVID. Let me share the screen first. Sorry, yeah. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, hopefully everyone can see my screen right now. Okay. Okay, as an introduction, okay, the COVID-19 pandemic, which began at the end of nearly February, at the end of February 2020, is a global health crisis and with uncertain consequences, effect the operations of the organizations as well as individual, both working and independently and all across the sector, and then it has a dramatic and significant impact on the cultural arts and heritage sector. By the first quarter of 2020, arts and cultural sector organizations around the world progressively restricting their public activities and then completely shut down due to the pandemic, beginning with the China, East Asia, and later on the worldwide. By the end of the March, most of heritage and cultural organization were closed and all the art activity was suspended or cancelled, either voluntary or with the government mandates for the purpose of curbing the spread of the pandemic. One segments that will continue to be effects, as we know, is the creative industry itself. Especially small institutions and independent artists, of course, who have received a brutal and unexpected blow since the COVID-19 was declared as a pandemic. The arts and culture organizations strive to uphold their missions, of course, because often funded by the public. These organizations need to provide a cultural heritage access to the society, maintaining the safety of employees, collection, and the public, while responding to unexpected changes in their businesses models with the circumstances that are yet to be determined until the end. Large number Malaysia also was not spared from this situation. Private gallery, whereby the private gallery theaters were closed, art exhibition and festival were postponed, production and training were postponed to unspecific time. This may continue into the following year when the society began or started to define their new norms in their lifestyle. Other than a large number of published papers on the scientific research on the coronavirus, particularly on the development of drugs, COVID-19 or vaccines, including the vaccine research and the product, the drug production. Meanwhile, the creative work being produced created, adapted, inspired, or published by a professional, whether they are in the group of the artists, solo artists, musicians, performers, and the outbreaks. And then the most thing is the outbreak become as a their inspiration. This creative activity can be seen to alleviate some of the public's annoyance about the danger around them. There are many roads to self-expression, of course. Creativity can be explored through a variety of aesthetic discipline. Commonly identified methods include drama, dance, music, creative, you can name it, creative writing, the visual arts, including photography. So all these activity engage the participants, artists in the process that uses the holistic health framework to assess physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being. So the involvement of the artists, musicians, actors, and many more around the world uses the opportunity to give form of reflections on the current situations. They express their expression in various forms in discussing the situations occurs according to their disciplines, according to their expertise, and then shared through social media, which is the most active platform, especially during the climax of the pandemic. Even during the crisis, not less a production with new norms and culture was produced or inspired by this pandemic. Several creative approach can be used in this dynamic environment, which has also been done by the performer, actor, dancer, painter, musician, and so on that contribute in this presentation. And given some example of work expression in form of productions of creative products that have been produced through the competitions, activities, music, creation, performance with coronavirus as a theme. I will, in this presentation, of course, I cannot cover most of the activity that been done throughout the country. I just been selected a few, just to name a few, and just to show a few of example of how the artist, the musician, the performer share their creative expression through their artworks. For example, in the Indian Council of Cultural Relations hosting a drawing competition. This competition requires participants to display the most interesting form of aesthetic expression related to a given theme, which is art in the time of Corona. United Against Corona, expressed through art, which is divided into several categories such as painting, digital art, poster art, contemporary, cartoons, illustration. A total of 8,000 entries were received for these exhibitions, and the competition total. They are planning to be held in a major gallery, but need to be changed because of the pandemic. Maybe in the future time, they will be put up exhibition in the 2021. Of course, the online exhibition has been starting on this last June 2020. This is one of the example that happens. And then another example is in Britain, through the Historic England Association has invited their local community to participate in a photography project that aims for the public to contribute their collection of the photography through a unique theme, which call it a time capsule for the future, which aims to record current things for future generation. This week-long project requires the British community to record their daily activity during the period of movement control or lockdown imposed on them. Various forms of expression are presented in the form of photography, recorded in various situations, whether individually, groups, family, outdoor activities, even indoor. This is the sum of example that happened in the Britain. Another one is University of York in New York through the Open Society Foundation grant run by the Center for Applied Human Rights, CHAR. It opens the door for all activists and artists around the world to give their feedback on the COVID-19 issue and its implication for the humans. The objective of this initiative is to provide feedback of various form of creativity, therapy, as well as any various feedback that can be shared. Among the expected result in this project are in the several forms such as personal diary, weekly use of digital podcasts shared through the social media, blogging, while artists can translate in various forms of according to their to the media of interest. And then various forms of expression are produced, such as instead various forms of expression have been produced, as I mentioned before. They have memes. Memes may be seen to be appear naturally, distributed through online via social media user. It is independently generates a viral momentum that gaining netizens' intention. The use of meme among internet user is a trigger of some issue that hover either locally, that only certain country or regions understand it, or it can be come from the issue that generally understand what the specific meanings or context of the memes in image spreads. Limited movement conditions itself and the constrained environment cost a lot of time to be spent accessing at information from the social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, which continuously share various news and updates during the pandemic. Meme entertainment occurs when an issue tries to be peeled using image text, which is suitable to be satire. However, there are various forms of meme that sometimes go beyond the social norms that can cause emotional tension for those directly involved in this issue being shared. Another creative expression can be seen during the pandemic is musicians, whereby they give their reaction to a song composed according to the current situations. Cardi B, as a rapper as well as performer, has uploaded a short video via his Instagram of his song about his fear of the COVID-19 pandemic through his rap lyrics arrangement. It has attracted an intention of the internet user in the US and subsequently a DJ, Mikhail, who is a producer in Brooklyn, who specialized in music composition, has managed to rearrange the lyric and song, which later became a song entitled Coronavirus. While MIT Professor Marcus J. Blurer, who has expertise in designing new protein with the help of AI, artificial intelligence, and he has translated novel coronavirus SARS into a sound of form and visualized a vibrational properties of the protein as a method or way to stop the virus. The primary color represent the color of three protein chains, as well as the protein structure or spike of the virus form into a musical score as a result of the sonification algorithm. Through this result, the aesthetic value between visual and sounds is successfully created, and further, it may be one of the potential becomes healing process through the therapeutic method as a treatment. I might share some of the music later on. Let me finish the presentation. Meanwhile, in the New York City, whereby the public library has released an album, Audio Landscape, a sound recording of the atmosphere of the city environment, entitled Missing Sound of New York, which was released on 1st May 2020. It's been shared in the Spotify application and uploaded 2,000 times. The production of this sound recorded the atmosphere of New York in confined state. The sound of New York Public Library, rumbling, knocking, coughing, echoing sound proved a real environment from the public library surrounding. About 2,000 people have streamed this audio landscape album, evoking city voices, released by the NYPL. It intends to bring listener to the Delhi City Orchestra they look forward to hear. The New York library silent sound from the daily activity of the subway. The busy traffics relatively, this library is not entirely quiet. The sound is an emotional, painful, and catharsis experience, with some responses say that the sound allows them to sleep or provoke memories of the time in their life, remind them of the city that they know and love. Another form of the creative expression can be seen through the professional dancer from the private company, both classical and contemporary. They produce film and publish New York to the theme of a quarantine or isolation. The work is informed, as an example, a choreography from Rhiannon, Faith Drowned Town on the location, example, an empty public space, public place, and for Tyler Stanley made his choreography outside the Lincoln Center, involving choreography by the Carl Abraham. Okay, in the April 2020, a famous street artist, as we know, famous through his graffiti works, London Banksy, produced a masterpiece in his own bathroom. It refers to the isolation, quarantine situation imposed, with coronavirus as a theme and crazy rats as a subject. He published this picture online via Instagram. In July, he continued the red theme with several stencil mouse pattern wearing, playing the face mask inside the London train carriage. And for the Malaysia itself, a group of parents have used various activity at home during the MCO or lockdown as a medium for expression. One of is drawing and coloring. One of the partner Intro Design Lab, who is the curator of Dream Space and the mother of three, for example, came up with the idea to display a children artwork fighting the COVID-19 in their own special way. A Facebook called Children Art for the COVID display artworks by the children of all age. Just parents simply need to ask their children to draw and to upload to the Facebook. And then the other thing is the physical world is shrinking, and everything that was once in need of large space and large stage and how can now only be accessed from the small smartphone. COVID-19 pandemic has affected many art activities, but it has not damped the spirit of the arts to remain active and relevant. While using a new medium, Gerak Angin is one of first visual art festival in Malaysia, which also supported by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, became as an initiative. It was held from the 16th September to the 2nd October. Gerak Angin truly creates a spirit of national arts from all over the Malaysia, including artists, cameramen, crew, contractor, equipment, and more, whereby a compilation of performance at that large capacity among performance title, just to name a few. For example, Suara Community Art Center, Wandering Mind, Wedding Dream, and many more. This is the essence of the expression as Malaysian in redeveloping as well as uplifting which society generally needs at this time. When movement performance are held through the YouTube channel and Facebook page. And furthermore, in Indonesia, of course, they have a lot of activity. I took just one example. They have a 300 meter long 3D artwork at beautiful beauty and serenity to the neighborhood in Jakarta. The artists from the independent Komunitas Perupa Jakarta were keen to live in the mood during the ongoing corona pandemic. This group has around 60 painters, most whom are freelancer. They have a painted mural for the past to highlight the certain environment and political topic. But this time, they have put themselves in their effort to produce a mural on the floor that became as a part of their expression towards the coronavirus. As a conclusion, I would like to say that COVID pandemic continue to increase for some country. For example, in Malaysia itself, and society has to go on living in the different circumstances. If in the past hand sanitizer and face masks were only used by certain workers, especially for the medical staff, but now it's become a compulsory or necessity to all community, regardless of the age and the position. New norm has begun to come and become a common practice for all. Similarly to the daily activity, which is no longer the same before the pandemic struck. Change and adaptation started to take place for the sake of survival. Artistic activity, at the same time, creative expression continue and present, regardless the situation. There are many more creative activities that cannot be presented in this session. Creative expression in new norms will take place with no time frame. Being in positive perception is the best way in dealing with the uncertain environment. However, taking precautionary measure at all times in all circumstances is needed, and in turn can prevent the pandemic getting worse. Thank you for this is my presentation. So I will share just a few minutes about my the music that I mean talking just now. I'm start wait, I'm start share. Now I'm just I will share it again. Okay, where is it? Okay. Oh, I can't find it here. Maybe here. Sorry, a bit late. Okay, this is one of the example of the music produced by the MIT professor. That using a coronavirus protein to produce in art in a form of musical score. It's quite long though. Never mind, I just stop and then I leave it. I give it back to the moderator. Thank you for your time, and yeah, we will see you again. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mohammad, for the presentation. A lot of examples of how artists and also researchers from MIT maybe creating works during the pandemic by using itself as the inspiration. I think it's very interesting idea. And also there are many activities presented by Dr. Mohammad, like in England, creating a documentation for next generation to inform of how life in lockdown situation, and also the expression, like another unique expression is by using memes, yeah, by using a popular statement or pictures taken from movie or photos. Creator or designer are trigger some issues related to the COVID, and I think it delivers a message with entertainment, with a comedy, and also closed community. For example, in Indonesia, they also create participatory works, creating aesthetic element in their environment. So not only individual, but also community can still making a creation during this pandemic, but of course with restricted activities. Okay, thank you, Dr. Mohammad. Okay, our last speakers is Mrs. Rata Aksornthong from Thailand. Mrs. Rata, you can activate your camera and microphone.
Okay, now I open my microphone. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. We have same time, yeah, in Indonesia, in Thailand. Right now it's 9 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Rata is a lecturer at Lecturer of Art in Phoh Chang Academy of Art of Ratana Kosin. In terms of educational background, she took her Master of Art degree in Fine Art at York St. John University, England in 2016 to 2018. And Mrs. Rata is a Thai artist whose practice comprises of traditional Thai techniques, including gold leaf, Thai painting, and Thai lacquer. And she creates painterly and sculptural works depicting landscape, fantasy, mythical creatures, symbolism, animals, and religion. She has many art experiences in Thailand and in England also during her study in York St. John University. She also received many honors, such as from Toyota and awards from national institution. And Mrs. Rata, please, the time is yours for having a presentation.
Okay. Oh, okay, I'm ready. Okay. I will start. This is my presentation. This project I researched about to how to beautiful up to the dependent area. Okay. Can to next please. Okay, let's. Okay, wait to my presentation a little bit. I will talk about this idea because of, yes, I ever have to feeling like a culture shock in the past because I studied master in UK and I saw like a really shock for have to like a culture because I really Asian. I born like yes Thai family to teaching me about everyone about whole religion, Thai story, Thai art. I prefer to study Thai art, and for me, yes, I know to everyone have a look different, but when I go to different country, I'm so surprised too. We have a lot of look different for face, tall, short, skin, or everything. But we same. We are human too. Okay, next please. Okay, I show you about my main artwork first. Back. Can you back? Okay. This for the second. Next, please. Excuse me. Okay. Can you? Okay. Stop to this page first. Did I show you? For you know me first before I show to my project about COVID-19. This my own artwork. Like I told you, I very Thai. I used to very Thai style to make my sculpture. I really love the wall. I do this for the rabbit and paper. For make it came to the big beautiful artwork designed 200 centimeter plus with 150 centimeter or to yes up and or to this artwork. Okay, next please. Okay. Yes, thank you. This my art is new. Like first time I really love fantasy character from Thailand. And when I started to up level, like my teacher told me to you should to create character by yourself. Yes, I could create this character for the like a symbolic talk about social or to look like social chaos for talk about the people like an animal inside the people, something like that. This art I will have exhibition on this December. Maybe I will show on Facebook. Okay, next please. Okay, the two page before I told I like an example about my life for you too. Yes, that is my sculpture to my main point or main art for me. But I will come to talk about my this project. The first time I have idea for thing about I want to do. Like I have a question in my heart for why people think about when about think about a different or to have to like I think different is good because we have a different style, but we are humans together. Okay, and yes, and that time I chose to start to idea and came to now I okay. I said fund the research project. Its name what is the beauty of woman face? Because I am woman, I think I want to research about woman first for to came to people normal group of person. Okay, next please. Yes, I told you like to know about my history. This is the big rabbit. Like at that time, I walk on the road and I look at this like the big glass for two people throw away is. I use it for try to painting on the top, play with light and shadow. I really love shadow because it have to movement for like tell a lot of story because I don't love a lot of color. I love like a black and white or not a normal color. Yes, these are I told you my own subject about hell and heaven to people. People think like a light of the die, something like that. Okay, next please. If someone ever come to Thailand for do like in my university like a Chang, we have to international art workshop. The first time when I came to lecture in here, I start to do same style for the first art. This is art. I told about human by to symbolic of the religion, like a symbolic of Buddha, symbolic of Jesus, something like this, to and write every word around the country. Back please. Every word around the country to talk about same meaning for look like human, something like this. Okay, next. Okay, this artwork is named Anthroposophy. I do look like the same look like same style of the next one, but I change the word because I use my face to play with the shadow too. I put the like I drawing on the grass acrylic glasses. I think about for to like every word talk about beautiful or human or woman, but different word too, like the same style of the last, but change to different form to came to woman more than the past. Next, please. Okay, this is a very near. This artwork is named Beauty Waru. Why I talk to Beauty Waru? Look like, can you change the deck? I talked about the popular of the beauty is a different time from Thailand. Can you open the neck for me? Okay, this is okay. Thank you so much. This first on the top of my art, I tell about the old Asian from Thailand. We told is Theropody around 9th century ago of Thailand. I list because now I am lecturer and I teaching art and history. I really love history. And I think too, if we look for the art, is so beautiful. And this is told about what is the popular woman in the past. Okay, next please. The next, yes, it look like art in the Cambodia or in yes, in Cambodia. But yeah, in Thailand, because we country is really close and some space is use art together. This art in Thailand we call Lopburi art. It show to most popular women or most beautiful women in that space. You can look is a different with the first one because of it shows if you stay in a different area or different time, maybe the beautiful is change of the idea for the person. Okay, next please. And this too look like this we call Sivichai art or stay on Sivichai area on the south of Thailand around 8th century. This is time very near about Thowaravadi or Thorovadi. I look, yes, for my research. The face is look similar or came to similar, but out of the cross is different for tell about the space or their stay. Next, please. And this is from the artist named Lana. Lana stay in the north of Thailand. You will look is so different with to the third one because of the style is came to different and very new than another. It came to painting, not sculpture. Like example, you because of painting it can't stay long time like sculpture. But painting is show more than can show like a skin color, show to look of beauty, show to style of person or culture for the live for people live or that style. And this can see the look of woman more than another. But my art, I love the shadow and I want to tell about look at the face more than skin color. Okay, and next. Next, please. And this one, I researched for Ayodhya and came to Ratanakosin. Now I stay in like maybe we call to be a Ratanakosin time, but not nowadays is in the past, but the space, the land in here, we call Ratanakosin like a name of as university. Okay, you know, this art used a long time because of this art used for the religion, like a popular woman. We use this style for the artwork and then like if someone ever come to Thailand, you will look at Thai classical dance. Not a lot of women they will make up look like this because it looked beautiful in the past. Okay, next. Next, please. Yes, and this art I talk about this picture, I have a take of look the model or in Thailand nowadays. Like I create the line for the show, eye, nose, mouth, ear, or about the beauty value. It had been changed. Like you will look. I take the time to you can look what is changed. To I see when to the time is changed. What do beautiful is changed to? Up to people vote is at the top, is the low for to that time. Like you can look some look in the past is so most beautiful. Maybe in nowadays is so ugly. Okay, it's due to beauty that most people think Thai beautiful in the present. This art commercial for the beauty in create the Bryntroop. Well, according to rule of social or Thai social, like now we love like a pop culture. A lot of person can to because of plastic surgery coming, and a lot of Thai person change their face on plastic surgery. Sometimes it look really same, but because of that style is so popular. Okay, next please. Yes, now I come to your subject. I do this art before you send the subject because I have a two idea. Like I told you to, I want to make about research about look at the beautiful face woman because I really love and like aesthetic because I teach aesthetic too, and I think a lot of person due to symbolic about person for most popular Thai to came to you about art. Okay, next please. I show you about this first. This is not my art, but this is type of my research. This picture from my junior friend, he sent it to me because he a makeup artist. He makeup about this girl group to talk about now COVID coming and beauty should to change too. Like have to mask for protect COVID because COVID can come from like touch, some liquid for inside the person when to touch together is COVID can come to next one and I show to now is fashion in nowadays Thai person use for to the can show to beautiful in the COVID time. She are like a prom girl in the university. Okay, next please. Okay, these are I represent the idea to informant apply about shadow and the right to you can look. I use white color for pen on glass. When to look at normal glass, can't see a lot. But when to put on the light, you can see beautiful shadow of the art. Okay, next please. Okay, I forgot a little bit. I want to talk to you like it's my real art. I want to have audience have to feel different look when to look at my art, because I love to, like I told to you, I think want to different like a surprise when to light change, the shadows change the way too, and you can look at the movement from my art, like I have the light. Okay, this art, no, back a little bit. Okay, this art I start to do because before COVID-19 coming, Thailand have to big problem about PM 2.5. PM 2.5 is what came from particulate matter. It's like a dove, the bad dove in the air. A lot of the metro city in Thailand have to problem because of when you come out for the house, air make you look sick because have to small dove all around the city. People should to use the normal mask or to some mask for can protect the light from PM 2.5. Yes, and after that we talked about the main idea for we discussing the COVID-19 coming. Yeah, Thailand on that time we are popular country for traveling to have just when COVID-19 coming. Yes, it's not. Yes, it's a big problem, but not more change for the life of person, because first time a lot of Thai person in the metro city we use mask like a same normal, because have to every year, maybe just 2 years ago, we have a season for COVID-19. It come, it bad, I know. And okay, the next one, please. This art, I start to talk about fashion. It came to change a lot of the famous person, like a celebrity model in Thailand. They are create masks for youth, for make like a have to beauty face or beauty style between COVID time to if COVID stay, we can beautiful, but sometimes should to care. Yet I know look like in Thailand so lucky because the government had to take good for to disease prevention measure. Like they told to everyone should to use mask, and sometimes they send to mask go to everywhere people can take it free or have to liquid for clean the hand all the time and sometimes they told to people should to have social distance for protect the life. Okay, next please. And this time I want to talk about the fashion is so really changed, or maybe in the long time if we stay with COVID-19, something like this. If world have to a lot of problem, I think women don't stop for to make they look better. But sometimes I have a question. If you plastic circle for make the look so beauty, but it can't show, just show off the mat what should to better for the life. And this like I do like a joking for my art too. Hey, nowadays the world have a lot of things can kill my life too. Virus and dog, but why you look don't worry, but it should look worry. Okay, next one, the last one. The zoom up is my conclusion. I thought about for my research all the time. I zoom up for yes. Every time we have to change beautiful world to every ancient or every area when we change, but women never stop of style how to make their beauty every time. But something everyone should to care how to protect the world and can to make the world is better for save the life in the future. Okay, maybe for me it's very short presentation. And thank you everyone for listening to me. Sorry to I don't talk everything long time because it's the first time for me. And thank you so much. Want to see the next time.
Okay. Very much, Mrs. Rata,
Yeah.
for showing us your beautiful artworks, and many works are playing with illusion like shadow. For example, the work entitled Human Beauty Values. Also, your new works of Thai wearing mask, yeah, and actually a lot of your works are influenced strongly by local culture. And as we already know that as Southeast Asian nation, we, Indonesia and Thailand, has several similarity related to the culture. Maybe it happened since the large kingdom in Indonesia and Thailand in the past. That's why when I see your creation, I remember with several artworks in Indonesia. And maybe you mentioned before that you say that Sriwijaya kingdom in 8th century in Thailand. Maybe this is same with Sriwijaya kingdom in Indonesia. Indonesia also has kingdom similar name, yeah, Sriwijaya. In Thailand is Sriwijaya. So I think maybe it was the same kingdom in the past. Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Rata. Okay, right now I would like to welcome all the speakers back, and I can see that we have a couple of questions, and we try to go through every question as much as we can. And thank you for all the 4 speakers for giving us a really comprehensive overview of the diversity in terms of creativity in how artists or designers or even lecturers, because some of us is lecturers, in making creations during this global pandemic situation in each country. Okay, for this discussion session, for participant, you can write down your question by Zoom chat or comment menu in YouTube, and don't forget to inform us your name and institution and country. So a couple of questions I already received right now. For the first question is for Professor Lui Marianto. Are you ready, Professor Lui, to answer the question?
Okay.
The question is from Doris from Germany.
Yeah.
Many people, society is losing slowly due to the movement interest in any cultural event. They are falling back into a passive lifestyle. The fear of many artists and musicians is that the value of culture is losing the importance. So what options do you see in our field, in art fields, Professor, please?
Okay. Yeah, my answer based on my discipline in art, and also I'm going to use the reality in nature. Okay, in nature there are 2 kinds of attractive energy or attractive power. First, the energy that bring object down, that is called gravitation. And then the other energy is the power that attract object up, like in the tree, energy that bring water from the roots to the top of the leaves. This energy called levitation. So these 2 movements, from top to down and from down go up. In this kind of situation, when there are so many social restrictions, social distance, when we feel that we are in prison, actually we can choose either we pick gravitation or levitation, going down or up. That's up to us, because anything, any object, any entity consists of 2 different things, like yin yang, the immaterial and the material, energy and wave and particle. We can choose. But in creativity, in art, we cannot choose only one direction. In creativity, in innovation, in thinking about art, about life, we have to try to move either going down and going up. Move to the right, move to the left. That's like practicing martial art. So it's normal. In this kind of situation, we get down, we get upset. But we have to realize that when we get upset, we get down, our brain automatically change the mood or our mood into body chemistry. When we feel happy, the brain automatically changes happiness into good body chemistry. When we are in a state of sadness, our brain automatically changes the feeling of sadness into body chemistry. So that's normal, but we have to choose. We have to choose to generate life force, at least for ourselves. It's better if you can generate life force for the society or to the environment. In the perspective of art, we can move. Once again, we can move either going down or up, going to the left or to the right, and we can zigzag. We can maneuver transmedia, multimedia, cross-media, intermedia. So that's my question about how to deal with so many social distancings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Lui Marianto. Okay, next question, actually for all the speakers here, from Dr. Andi Setiawan from Faculty of Fine Art and Design, Universitas 11 Maret. Actually, Dr. Andi has a focus of research in social and participatory design, so the question will be related with this field. And the question is, the isolation during this pandemic gives awareness that we are truly part of society. It has also been proven that art and design have beneficial in dealing with this difficult situation by working with and serving the community. And the question from Dr. Andi is, how's the art and design school's role in building the awareness that in the future, art and design are no longer individual works, but are always part of society, so that the creative work should be a kind of collaborative activities with the community. So this is actually the community things question. Maybe Professor Mikhail, would you please can answer this question?
Yes, yes. I like to, yeah. Actually, my experience is so far, of course, that the role of the university is very much influenced of the students which are coming to the school, yeah. And of course, I think there was a time my generation, which is actually very much politically aware or engaged also, yeah, in society issues. We thought at a certain time, oh my God, the young generation is not interested in this topic, is much more interested to survive or to see only their own problems, and so a very individual view of a generation of students. But and we had to react, yeah, we had to think about, we had to teach them, hey, look, you are part of the society, and of course you are influential, and so on. Nowadays, since some years, let's say, I'm quite surprised that the new young generation, actually in German university, in my university, and and actually 30% of the students are foreigners. Yeah, so that's also important to say. But I see in the young generation there is a big interest in social issues and what is going on. For example, climate change is a very big topic brought up by young students. Of course, the other big theme is gender issues. Yeah, these both themes influence, of course, the discussion in the among students and in the school. So I'm quite relaxed in a way, yeah. That this special role of the university you ask for is so much directed by the needs or questions of the students, I would say. No big need these days to bring up these topics and direct the students to social issues, I would say.
Okay, thank you, Professor Mikhail. Okay, maybe Dr. Mohammad, could you please share your opinion, your perspective in your country, in Malaysia, related to how the art and design role in building the awareness in the future to the community?
Okay, back to the questions, how the idea of collaboration can be done through the role of the School of the Arts. Actually, for example, in our school itself, in my school itself, before COVID happened, so before COVID is effect to the education system in our country, the collaborations is always there. I mean, in terms of the teaching and learning process, we always encourage the lecturer itself or the student itself involved in the collaborations, whether it's part of the teaching and learning process. For example, each of the courses that involve with the community. For example, we have the theater community theater that part of the subject that we teach in school. But it depends on the type of the collaboration itself. You need to see one, of course, they have some level of or level or stage to execute the process, how to get involved the community from the classroom, the briefing and so on, and then later on to the community itself. But during the COVID, of course, we at least need to get engaged with the community without reason. We must get to the community, but the percentage involvement with the community, it depends on how it can be provided. For example, by using a technology is part of the way how to get involved with the community. But you need to look at the community itself, whether the community have the ability to absorb with the technology. For example, certain places don't have any internet connection and so on. So they have many or lots of things need to be table before we can get involved 100% with the community. But for the time being, in the COVID or in this moment, the best way to get involved with the community is to we must plan carefully in terms of the how to disseminate the information to the leader of the community itself, whether through the online platform and so on. But that one is not solve the overall project, or I mean the project itself. I mean in terms of the project that been engaged with the community, but that one is just a part. But for example, you need to go to the field with involved with the community. But the other part is to find at least I mean a space how to get physical, I mean the face-to-face involvement, because the face-to-face involvement is a must. I mean it's crucial whether during even in during the pandemic itself, at least maybe we need to put up SOP and so on. So we need to follow the SOP. The certain SOP need to be developed, and then as long as that community project can be done. No, that's my opinion. They have many stages before we can get to the community. But in terms of the school of the art itself, it depends on the school. Some of the school, they have their own project or their own subject that totally involve 100% to the community. But yeah, we need to plan. From the early stages until to the community involvement as a 100% community. That's my opinion. We need to plan carefully. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mohammad, for your opinion. And next, would you please give us your opinion, Mrs. Rata, about the collaborative activities to community in maybe your institution in Thailand? Mrs. Rata? I'm sorry, please, could you please activate your microphone?
Okay.
Okay, can you please give us your opinion of Dr. Andi question about how the art and design schools role in building the awareness in terms of not individual but community collaborative activities. Could you share maybe your activities in your institution, Mrs. Rata?
Okay. I am opinion in maybe in my activity, and my friend or lecturer, professor, or my student in here. Yes, on this time, like this term is have very different style of than normal. To everyone have a normal life. Like we should to protect ourselves by mask. Yes, look like we teaching online to make sometimes very far with students, and sometimes about generation too have to make about problem for like some lecturer or teacher, they have like a own generation, they can understand for you the new technology for teaching the student, and student or the Thai student, someone they really love for online or internet, but someone don't use, and because of family or money or a lot of problem to I find in my experience. Yes, and I think art, it can help because when to stay at home for the time of COVID-19, everyone do art about COVID or about their life to use the time. Someone make art pieces. Someone use design for make the mat have a beauty. The collection same the clothes, something like that. And for me, yes, COVID-19 have to big problem for us, but we can understand and can use the light and happy light for this time. Okay, and I think in the future maybe technology will really come to art and make it, maybe if we are different country, we can see like a real art if we stay different. And I hope to everyone just love art and can to happy it is. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Mrs. Rata.
Yeah.
Okay. The same question last is for Professor Lui. Please give us your perspective, Professor Lui, about the kind of collaborative activities with the community.
Okay.
I think you can answer it in short answer.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question. I really believe that art or design that is separated from its society or separated from its environment will slowly or quickly die. That kind of art or designs is not relevant. This is not relevant to the world that in fact the reality is interconnected. We can go inside or entry from any points that we can choose the best which way. And for the future of art and design, we have to push our students to deeply observe the surrounding, the world surround us, and to learn how to empathize what the society really needs. By observing deeply, you can see that many things connected, and then in your creative work, in design or art, you can connect many things that normally seems unconnected to connect. So I believe that art or design have to be part of its own world or environment or society. That's my answer. Thank you. And actually, I would like also to answer later maybe to Ms. Nuning. But if you give time,
please.
Up to you. Okay. Okay. Ms. Nuning asked me. Okay.
Okay, please, Professor Lui, you have maybe 1 minute answer for Mrs. Nuning.
Okay. Actually, the physical and the virtual theoretically the same when to handle. But because dealing with the virtual now, something new, like new culture, new language, dealing with exhibiting the virtual is much more difficult because we have to deal with new language, new culture, and new technology that I'm not used yet. That's my answer. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Dwi. I'm sorry I had a problem in connection last minute. Next, the question is from Mr. Arif Ranwi Caksono from UNS. He wants to ask our speaker from abroad, Dr. Mohammad, Mrs. Rata, and Professor Mikhail. And the question is very simple, I think, but important to answer. The question is how to survive economically the artists in your country during the COVID-19 pandemic. So please, Professor Mikhail, you can answer it. How's in Germany in terms of that situation, economical situation for artists?
Okay, so here in Germany, of course, the economy went down. There were many stately programs to support like industry, healthcare system, and many other. But at the end, the free artists, the own artists were, or also like institutional theaters and galleries and performing artists, musicians, were not how to say, were not in the focus for the very first sorry, my English, reactions of the state. Yeah, but actually now these people, especially artists, coming into the focus, and because, for example, yesterday there was a big demonstration, yeah, with all these event organizers and artists, which suffer now very hard under this restriction. Yeah. So, so now the idea is, the government will speak about actually this week how to support these artists, and there was already a little support, but now they think about to treat artists, independent artists, like a company, and they offer, they discuss it to offer a company salary. It's so-called, means 1,000 euro for each artist for the next month. This is actually really big money, yeah, and quite uncomplicated to get it. On the other hand, there were some programs before for galleries with lots of money actually, to try to let artists survive here in Germany. So now it's in the mind, yeah, in the discussion, and government is reacting on activities of the artists, yeah, of demonstration of the artists, let's say. So hope, yeah, I only can say that, yeah, with money they will survive. Of course, there are other thoughts, yeah, not only money which counts.
Thank you, Professor Mikhail. Next, same questions for Dr. Mohammad.
Okay, for the Malaysian case, the government is quite helping to the most of the sector. For example, the government spent quite a lot of money in terms to recover or to cover the entities or the individual that affected by the pandemic. For example, they have one agency that Cultural Economic Development Agency in Malaysia. In short name, we call it as a Cendana. Been provide a package to the artists and the cultural workers in terms to help them to survive during this pandemic. The first stage or the first phase for the Cendana give it to the artists and cultural worker is for example at least 4,000. I mean they have they're giving in terms of the money and also the other supports. So it's part of the government policy to help the artists and the cultural workers at this moment. And then it's quite lucky that the government is concerned very much for the artists in our country. The aid is give by the stages within the 6 months until at the end of the year. So there effect also to the other sector as well. For example, for the single mother, and so not only for the artists but for the other groups as well. Okay, that's the situation happened in Malaysia.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mohammad, for informing the situation of how the artists are economically supported by the government. Okay, the next question is same question. We want to know how the government or maybe private sector or something else support economically for artists in Thailand. Mrs. Rata, are you ready to answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I agree with another speaker. In Thailand, have a big problem about like government don't support artists too. Look like yes, in the past, the government and like a king, they really support artists, support art, and have and make a lot of school and university of art. But nowadays, maybe like government they have to another for forgot, but they forgot art. They don't support artists. I look like my friend group. Yes, someone want to make art for take care their life, but it's not easy for sale. I have to one thing about COVID do for art. Someone if they good social, they show the art or have to strong strong group. Yes, because COVID like a big free time for Thailand and have to a lot of corrector. They find art not go to gallery, but they find on internet. If someone have to put social on internet, yes, it can sell because a lot of corrector or a lot of person just have idea for make to beautiful house by art, but have to most but a little bit number of artists can do like that. Maybe 80% or 70% can't do because maybe of they don't get social, they don't understand our internet or pay. And yes, nowadays look like have to a lot another thing to came modern art. And yes, if you look at the news on newspaper or news or TV, you look at to nowadays we have another problem. But I think yes, I really hope in the future government will come to support us more than nowadays. Or I don't want to a lot of support, but I want to every school or have to root to make every school of parents teaching the young or new generation understand art when they was born to then grow up. Art it will grow up too. But if you don't teach the new generation, they will forget the art or forgot to design, and they will think art is not important. I think government should to teaching to have a route that route for to improve art in Thailand. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. That is very wise answer, I think, from Mrs. Rata. Okay, in this conversation we had leading to this webinar, Professor Lui, you mentioned in your slide that the ideas implanted in works exhibited in the virtual movement are the seeds of joy, hope, and optimism that we all should generate. I do agree with that, and I think many works in these exhibitions show many positive things toward pandemic situation. And even though we are globally facing difficult situation, artists and designers are still optimistic in dealing with it. In this context, our hope is that from our creation could bring positive spirit, even provide solutions to the present social and maybe health problem also. I think at that point, I will need to bring this wonderful panel to an end, and I would like to thank for all four speakers for the presentations, and I would like to thank also to many of you of participants with interesting questions. Me, on behalf of the webinar committee, also would like to apologize for any inconvenience during this webinar. Maybe before we end this session, I would like to share the information about our online exhibition. You can visit it online in website ivce.fsrd.uns.ac.id from 28 October to 29 November 2020. Please stay safe and healthy during this global pandemic. And we hope that we can meet again in another seminar presented by Faculty of Fine Art and Design, Universitas 11 Maret. Goodbye and thank you. Back to MC.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Pandu. That was very exciting discussion we had. Yeah, if you can draw conclusion, the pandemic brings dramatic changes, and dramatic changes requires dramatic measures. On the other hand, the pandemic also inspire or force art form and the artists to evolve. Some artists come out with new works inspired by the changes brought by the pandemic. This is probably the massive departing points for the art and design to evolve into new forms or presented in new media relevant to the current era and condition. Yeah, I guess that's what we can conclude from our discussion today. And before we end our webinar today, we have the last request for a photo sessions, the most important part of the webinar, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to ask all of the participants to turn on their cameras so our operator can capture our sleepy faces, yeah, because in Indonesia it's now 10 p.m. in the evening, also in Malaysia, I guess, and in Thailand. Okay, everyone, please turn on your camera. Yeah, we are going to have, there are 5 frames, so we will have 5 pictures. Yeah. So we are going to have the first one. Please put your best style. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are moving to the next screen. Once again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the third screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The fourth screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the final screen. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you, everyone. I hope you find this, I hope you enjoy this webinar. And this is the end. This concludes our webinar today. Thank you for your great participations. And see you. So we conclude the webinar. Good night. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Hopefully we can see next year.
Yes, thank you.